Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Lee. Welcome to Midnight Evil. Let's get it. What is this? Tori? Yo, I'm sorry. The sound was coming on my computer speakers, my headphones. Whoa, Molewagger? Info.oti. Mysterious donuts dropped by Gelos. There seems to be some strange energy coming from it. This may be some kind of ancient room. How do you say that? Gelos is one of the Smargis tribes. His tribe are fat, slow, and the least intelligent of the known Earthling tribes. It is believed that the Smaragudus, how do you want me to say that? Are green in color? Okay, so it's just saying, what is this? A handwritten book titled Midnight Evil seems very okay. Oh, play Molecker. Which one? Do I just do them all? Hey, this ain't Molecker. It's all different. It was kind of hard to play because I have very little room right now. My area. Hey, let me know if y'all can beat that. My score 400. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. We're not doing this. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. We're gonna get close for this. We're gonna get close. We're gonna get really close. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was very. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. Bro, what the? Chapter 3. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. The earth on the grave was disturbed as if something had clawed its way out. The earth on the grave was disturbed as if something had clawed its way out. I'm saying it. The earth, I couldn't help but remember what grandmother had said about the red Earthlings. They would burrow inside of their victims and eat their way out. They would burrow inside of their victims and eat their way out. God, I'm saying it. They would burrow their way inside their victim. Their way. They would burrow inside their victims and eat their way out. I'm saying something wrong. I knew it. Could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without even knowing it? The answer would be, could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without even knowing it? The answer would comes. I looked at him. Could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without even knowing it? The answer would come soon enough. Could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them? Could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without even knowing it? The answer would come soon. The answer would come soon enough. Jacob McLaren was found torn to shreds in his bed the following morning. Obviously, a wild animal hadn't attacked him inside his own house. The freak? Another devastated family and another funeral this soon after Maggie didn't sit well with anyone. Oh, the freak. Oh! Oh my god. The atmosphere became even more tense and uncomfortable. I insisted on inspecting Jacob's remains myself, just to reassure myself that there was nothing hiding inside. I insisted on inspecting Jacob's remains myself, just to reassure myself that there was nothing hiding inside. Cohen approached me afterwards, asking what I was looking for. Chill. I told him it was nothing, but he knew better. Okay. You believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. I spat all of that and then nothing. You believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. Bro, you believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. Or so deadass. You believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. What am I doing wrong? You believe... Why is my frames going down? It didn't happen before. Ignore it. I'll just ignore it. You believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. You believe me about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only... I had to stop at spoke. I didn't see the dot. See, I have a problem with this font. I really have a problem with this font. I don't like this font because it's so blocky. I don't know how to explain it, but it sucks. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. I swallowed hard, startled to deny it. I swallowed hard, startled to deny it. But the words caught in my throat, and as much as I tried, I couldn't lie. Listen, I put my hands on his shoulders. There's a dot right there. Hold on. Listen, I put my hands on his shoulders. I don't think you're crazy, but we need to be sure of what we're dealing with before we spark a full-blown panic. We're dead ass. Listen, I put my hands on his shoulders. I don't think you're... Okay, we're good. I don't think you're crazy, but we need to be sure of what we're dealing with before we spark a full-blown panic. Tell me exactly what happened. Bro, I'm so done, bro. Like, I've been pronouncing these damn words for like a good 5 minutes. Then I get killed. Dude, it's not my fault. Look, I know sometimes I can mispronounce stuff. Well, say stuff a little bit fast than I mean to, but like, I pronounce them exactly on the dot. What do you want me to do? I swallowed hard, startled to deny it. I swallowed hard, startled to deny it. But the words caught in my throat, and as much as I tried, I couldn't lie. Oh, it's like triple. It's like a it's like a triple or quadruple thing that I have to do. Stop. Listen, I put my hands on his shoulders. I don't think you're crazy, but we need to be sure of what we're dealing with before we spark a full-blown panic. Is that all? Tell me exactly what happened. Colin took a deep breath. Whoa. Damn it. Colin took a deep breath, working up. Stop. Pause. Calm down. Break time. Take a drink real quick. Hold on. Colin took a deep breath, working up his nerve. I heard that. I heard that. Freaking things. It was so dark, but I had a good torch. I called. Don't stop. I got confused. I called her name over and over. She didn't answer. Then I heard something and it sounded like chewing. It sounded like chewing. Okay? I took a few more steps and saw her laying there. Oh, so they aren't quadruple. What the hell? All over her were these fat little green monsters. All over her were these fat little green monsters. All over her were these fat little green monsters. All over her were fat little... Damn it. All over her were these fat little green monsters. All over her were these fat little green monsters. Are we dead ass again? All over her were these fat little green monsters. All over her were these fat little green monsters. They had mouthful of pointy teeth that looked like needles and massive clawed hands. Just then a twig snapped under my foot and they all stopped what they were doing and looked right at me. I almost fumbled. That's when I screamed and they scattered. Damn flies. They were gone before any of the grown-ups got to me. They were gone before any of the grown-ups got to me. They were gone before any of the grown-ups got to me. Damn. His eyes filled with tears at the memory. Please tell me what they were. Damn it. Hey, somehow I got that. He was no more than 11 or 12, having just lost his sister and now his friend. No one no one had believed him when he tried to tell us before. It couldn't have been easy, but he opened up to me. I felt it only right. I felt it only right that I tell him what I knew. I felt it only right that I tell him to. Damn it. I felt it only right that I tell him what I knew. Damn. I felt it only right that I tell him what I knew. I felt it. I felt it only right that I tell him what I knew. So oh my. We sat together by the bonfire late into the night, and I told him all the old stories. We sat together by the bonfire late into the night, and I told him all the old stories. Unfortunately, the one thing that would... We sat together by the bonfire late into the night, and I told him all the old stories. We sat together by the bonfire. Stop. We sat together by the bonfire late into the night, and I told him all the old stories. Unfortunately, the one thing that my grandmother hadn't mentioned was how to get rid of them. Unfortunately, the one thing that my grandmother hadn't mentioned was how to get rid of them. Looking into the flames, I got an idea. Like, they can be so hard to hear. I knew that most unholy creatures were repelled by fire. I knew that most unholy creatures were repelled by fire. Damn it, you freaking green looking... Don't fail. Don't fail me now. From Compton to Compton. Hey, that one song by Kendrick. I'm sorry. Well, Colin folded his arms. We will just have to test what happens to an Urgling when it's on fire. Get it. I did all of that, bro. 42 minutes. 42 freaking minutes. Colin wanted to tell his friends about the Urglings, but I begged him to keep it a secret. If anyone knew that my grandmother had passed down her Druidic teachings, it would only take one person to scream witch, and I would be as good as dead. I was this back in the USA days or whatever. He agreed and kept my secret. He agreed and kept my secret. I didn't think I'd be double teamed with the... Calm down. Alright, pause. I mixed a potion that would catch fire when touched by the tintus. I said tintus. Are you... I said tintus. Tintus? Somebody needs to shoot. I mixed a potion that would catch fire when touched by the tiniest flame. Can't believe I said tintus. Tintus? We're dumb. I'm dumb. Surely this would send it screaming to the underworld. He sat quietly in his bed and waited, knowing the months that look. He sat quietly in his bed and waited, knowing the Munstant look. And damn it! He sat quietly in his bed and waited, knowing the Munstant look them in the eye. He must let it attack, or this would be the only way to get it close to it. Damn it! He must let it attack for the... Damn. Say it right, bro. He must let it attack for... God, stop. He must let it attack, for this would be the only way to get it close. He must let it attack, for this would be the only way to get it. I keep saying get it, get it, get it. What am I? Stop, stop, stop. He must let it attack, for this would be the only way to get close to it. What are you mad for, blood? What up, gangsta? Alright. Just after the stroke of midnight, he began to hear them. I almost said the wrong word. It's a bad one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just after the stroke of midnight, he began to hear them chuckling and shuffling around in the dark. Calm down. Clutching the potion bottle, hands trembling, he lowered his gaze and braced him. Clutching the potion bottle, hands trembling, he lowered his gaze and braced himself. Sure enough, one of them leaped from his bookshelf and sank its teeth into the flesh of his arm. Got it, got it, got it. Oh, freaking. He screamed and unstopped the bottle. Am I stupid? He screamed and unstopped the bottle, emptying the contents over the green Urkling. Oh no, I wasn't, okay. Unstopped? That doesn't make sense. Unstopped? I don't understand. It tore a tiny round chunk from his arm and gulped it down just as Colin shoved the candle right into its face. Calm down. It lit up like a torch and made a horrific high-pitched scream as it ran around the room, trying to put itself out. It lit up like a torch and made a horrific high-pitched scream as it ran around the room, trying to put itself out. It lit up like a torch and made a horrific sound-pitched scream as it ran around the room, trying to put itself out. Hey, y'all sleeping on me for real. Y'all sleeping on me. Get out of here. The curtains caught fire as 4 more Urklings sprung out from their hiding places. Colin ran outside screaming and cradling his blood. Oh wow. Colin ran outside screaming and cradling his blood-soaked arm. No need, no need. His parents soon joined him outside in a panic, trying to figure out what happened. His parents soon joined him outside in a panic, trying to figure out what had happened. Just then, a tiny fireball came racing through the doorway and zigzagged towards the woods. Calm, calm. I grabbed an empty glass jar from my cupboard and ran after it. The jar made a thunk sound as it landed over the flaming Urkling, and the fire quickly went out. To my horror, the thing wasn't dead. Like, y'all putting dots here and there that, like, y'all trying to mess me up. It didn't even look like it was dying. Stop. Though, lacking from being set ablaze, it was just as sprunky as ever. Sprunky? Hey, that one game I played, I remember that. Weird game. I quickly scooped up the jar and screwed the lid on. Ooh, you a good looking man. I like your cut. As I made my way back, some of the villagers were trying to put out the fire inside the house, and others were tending to Cohen's arm, telling him that it must have been a rat. Must have been a rat, yeah. I guess it's reasonable, but okay. I've never seen a rat quite like this, I shouted and held the jar up high so everyone could see. The instant they all looked in my direction, their jaws dropped open and Colin's face lit up for the first time since he'd lost his sister. Damn it! The instant they all looked in my direction, their jaws dropped open and Colin's face lit up for the first time since he'd lost his sister. He knew everyone finally saw that he had been telling the truth all along, and they all felt terribly ashamed for not believing him in the first place. Unfortunately, the joy of this small victory was short-lived. For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill the little wrench. But no matter what horrific thing we did, it wouldn't die. For over the next 3 days, we tried everything. For over the next 3 days, we tried everything. Ah! For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill the little green wrench. But no matter what horrific thing we did, it wouldn't die. Bro, like, oh my god, I thought he would, like, close the book or turn the page, but, like, that's why I was just standing there like a dumbass. Sitting, laying there like a dumbass. Because I was so confused. Let's try to speedrun this. Unfortunately, the joy of this small victory was short-lived. For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill it. For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill it. The little wrench was no match. Damn it! For over four. For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill the little wrench. But no matter what horrific thing we did, it wouldn't die. We're done.
WIGS FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Hello, darkness. I'm your host, Nick Gloom, in for Nate tonight as we dive deep into Game Talk. Sorry about those technical issues we experienced last hour. I think Janet might have fallen asleep. For those of you that missed it, we were having an interesting discussion about game difficulty and learning curves. You know, Nate likes Dragons and Dungeons, but apparently I'm dumb for thinking it's too difficult. Apparently, kids can play it. So what do I know? Kinda like my work in progress, Evil Midnight, which, as I mentioned earlier, if you weren't around, is going to be more of a horror game. I'm not really sure, but I would imagine, in a game like that, confusing the player could be an evil tactic. Something like grooming them up to expect one thing, and then yank the rug out, so to speak. Anyway, I'm rambling. Hello, caller, you're on Game Talk. Must have lost him.
Damn.
Hello, caller, you're on Game Talk. Very funny, guys.
Nikolai?
Caller, you're on Game Talk.
Well, if y'all enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. All my links are in the description. I'll see y'all next time. If y'all enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Click the bell icon. All my links are in the description. And I'll see y'all next time.